Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Thriving as a Nigerian in the UK. Today is our third episode, right? Our first and second episode, we were discussing about ielts. And the reason why we chose to start with ielts is because it's kind of a foundation. I believe it's kind of a foundation for people who intend to travel to the UK on a long stay visit, right? On a long stay, actually, need to write their ielts. And if you do not pass your ielts, just forget it. You won't get your visa. You need to pass it before you get your visa. And that was why we started with the basics. And one of the basics was ielts. Right? If you haven't watched that, please go back, watch that and come back again. All right? So today, I'm kind of trying to digress. I'll be digressing, right? And I'll be entering visa application proper. And the main topic of today will be visit visa application. Today, I'll be revealing to you that secret you do not know about making a successful visit visa application. You know, lots of people have lost money trying to apply for a simple visit visa to travel to the UK, and it shouldn't be so. So the reason why lots of people lose money in making a visit visa application is because in the past there used to be face-to-face interview before any of your visa is granted. But these days, your documents, as your submitted documents, have substituted the face-to-face interview. They no longer have face-to-face interview. Oh yes, you submit your application, they'll book you in for what they call interview, but what it actually means is just for you to go there, do your biometric capturing, submit your documents, and you go home. You give them the documents and you go home. And they look at the documents, and next 3 weeks or thereabouts, you get or maybe an email, an alert, or a text message that your visa is ready for collection. Your passport is ready for collection. They won't actually say visa. So based on that, because we do not know or we do not have the required information that is needed for this visit visa to be granted, that's why we'll keep losing money. And at the end of today's episode, I'm going to assure you, I can assure you actually that you will no longer lose money making your visa application. Before I go into the main topic of today, let me first of all welcome my amazing subscribers. So, there are different rules for each visa route. Different rules for each visa route. And I can assure you that at the end of today's episode and you implement all that we advise you to do, you won't lose money again. You will not lose money again. And anyone you know trying to make any visit visa application, remember we're concentrating on visit visa here. Anyone you know trying to make visit visa application, you will not allow that person to lose money. And the fact, the person will be forever grateful to you for either being a friend or a family member. All right? Before I digress more, before I go into this secret I intend to reveal to you today, let me first of all welcome all of you, my amazing subscribers. I say a very big thank you. I truly appreciate all your love, and I will never take that for granted. And I kindly, plead with you to invite your loved ones, invite other people you think might need all this information, people you think that are in need of what we're teaching here. Our channel is actually not about entertainment. We don't dance, it's not about entertainment. Our channel is more of informative, it's more of educational. Okay, so if you know those people, maybe you're in secondary school, you might need that after you're in university, or maybe you have your uncles, your aunties working, you can just give them the link and tell them, oh, go and follow this channel. You're going to learn a lot. So I'm humble that you always tune in every weekend to listen to me. I truly appreciate. and I'm grateful, and I kindly plead with you to stay glued to your listening devices. Do not touch that button. Do not change, all right? Do not change that channel. Do not scroll down, all right? Stay glued. You're going to learn a lot. Let's go. Let me give you a simple analogy of what a visit visa should be all about. You and your husband, you have a child who is in a boarding school, in a secondary school, and maybe both of you plan to send this child on maybe a holiday visit during their term break, right? Either to visit a friend or to visit your family member, any of your family member. So how long do you think this child should stay in the place where you're sending the child to? How long? 2 weeks? 4 weeks? 6 weeks? I mean, how long? How long? Because you already said the child should be going on a visit. How long? All right, naturally, you should, both of you and your husband should plan for the child to, at least just stay there for a few weeks, right? Few weeks, that's only short stay, right? Good. And what's the reason? Why are you reasoning that way? Why not relaxing? Why won't you send the child, ask the child to continue staying? Don't worry. Anytime you feel like coming back, just phone us, we'll make arrangements, you come back. Why? So the reason is because the child has something very important doing, which is his education, the child's education. You would like the child to come back and continue with the education. In fact, you wouldn't like the child to exceed the resumption date. Maybe you and your wife should plan in such a way that the child should return 1 week before the resumption date, or even 2 weeks before the resumption date, right? Oh, making sense. Good. And who should be reasoning with you in this same perspective, in this same line? Who should be reasoning with you? The person the child is visiting should be reasoning with you that same way, right? Good. Now you're talking. And that's what visit visa should be all about. The documents you've submitted on the table, the person reviewing the document should be able to view this document in the same perspective as your visit visa application. You shouldn't submit a document where that will make the reviewer to raise an eyebrow or to start being suspicious of, oh, are you sure this person is returning? No. So once they start suspecting, because naturally they all have kind of rules, they have check boxes to tick, and all this, believe me, all these check boxes must be ticked. If any of those check boxes are not ticked, nobody's giving you your visa. Nobody will be granting you any visa. The check boxes must be ticked because they all have rules and regulations. If they don't follow the same rule for everybody, they will be accused of, marginalizing some countries or not. So all the check boxes must be ticked. And what are these check boxes? What makes up the check boxes are two very important things. They call it ties. Two most important things they call ties. So there are three most important ties. Alright, they usually consider, but we're going to concentrate more on the most important, which are two. So, but first of all, let me list the three of them. The three of them are: one, community ties. Do you have any community ties with the country you're visiting? That's the UK, or maybe you're a member of a club and your club have a function they want you to attend. They're inviting you. Oh, fine, yes. It shows that you belong to a community in UK, right? A well-known community in UK. Oh yes, they might consider that and check that box. So other two ties are economic ties and family ties, right? These are where the cocoa is. These two ties, they are very, very important for your visit visa application to be granted. Believe me, if you do not have economic ties or family ties, no one is granting you any visa. Let's start with, first of all, economic ties. Economic ties, just like the boy that the parents are sending on a visit, the guy has a school to continue with. Maybe the child has a school to continue with upon return from the holiday, right? Good. Your school could be an economic tie. If you're less than 18 years and you're still in secondary school, of course they will know that there's no way you will go to the UK and not return. They will know that definitely your parents, because if you're 18 years here, you're kind of semi-independent. You're expected to go and start a job. In fact, the government will give you a house, a free house, pay for it, help you to get a job. And you're attending some interviews and where they're recruiting for you to get a job, right? So they respect that also with every other country. So once you're 18 years, they're seeing you as an adult. Once you're above 18 years, they're seeing you as an adult. So do you have an economic ties? If you're less than 18 years, they will consider you should be in school, or of course maybe you have a WAEC to take. So you returning back to continue with your education is a strong economic ties in your home country. And what are your home countries? The home country is the country where you're residing, where you are applying from. Like if you're applying from Nigeria, Nigeria is your home country. And if you're in a boarding school or in a secondary school in your country, of course they will agree that that's a strong economic ties, that you're not running away, that you're returning, because all their aim, all they expect to see on paper are the things that will make them believe that you're not running away from your country. You need to have this in mind anytime you're making a visa application. They respect you, just like the little boy and the auntie would have known that the little boy is in a secondary school, and definitely this boy will just come here, stay a few days and go back and continue with his education. That's the same thing it should be in terms of applying for a visit visa. The people assessing your application should be able to be convinced that definitely you're not going to run away from your country. You're returning back to continue with something very important to you. And that's why they're considering economic ties, family ties, and community ties. So another kind of strong economic ties is your employment status. Are you employed or are you self-employed? We'll go to self-employed. Let's start with employed. Are you employed? The company you claim you're working for, is the company verifiable? Is the company reachable? Do they have any number that anyone can reach them on? Because somebody reviewing your application might decide to put up a call to your company and say, oh, do you know Mr. So-and-so person? Do they work here? What's their position? What do they do here? How long have they been here? And you won't know they're making all this investigation behind your back. When they deny you visa, you might think that they did ojoro. No, there's nothing like that. They don't. Because it's not only one person that reviews your application. After the first person reviews it, they will pass it on. So before your visa, a decision is reached on any visa application, there could be, and in all honesty, there might be up to 3 independent reviewers. The first person will review and make a note. Look at the reason why I'm denying this visa. The second person will read it, go through the notes, go back, check all the documents, and say, oh, maybe, and to know if the first reviewer made a mistake, and if the first person didn't make a mistake, and the second reviewer agrees with what the first reviewer said, they will stamp on it and continue and pass it on to maybe the final decision maker. I actually don't know how many number of reviewers that review each visa application. I can tell you that not one person. These decisions are not made by one person. So for you to say you're employed, you need to first of all make sure that this company you're working for is registered with CAC. That's assuming you're applying from Nigeria, is registered with CAC. Another strong way of showing that your company is verifiable, maybe your company has a website, is a strong verifiable evidence that this company actually exists, that this company is not fake, it actually exists. How other way, you should be able to submit an offer letter from this company stating the nature of your job, your position in the company, when your start date, and assuming you're maybe on probation, you're going to be on 3 months probation, or maybe outright employment. You should be able to state all these things. And the salary. You should be able to show a document that's a bank document your bank statement showing where this company pays you this amount, exact amount in the offer letter. So if the company says they are going to be paying you a monthly salary of 100,000 every month, so the bank statement should be able to reflect CAC company, maybe the company name is CAC, on 28th of June paid you 100,000 naira, on 28th of July paid you 100,000 naira, and not paying you 100,000 naira this month. Next month they will pay you 90,000. The upper month they will pay you 80. The upper month they will pay you 200,000. Inconsistency is another way of knowing that the company might be fake, might be a fake company. And once they start suspecting all these things, they will be writing it down, and during your decision, when the final decision document, they're going to list that and tell you why your visa was denied. So consistency is key, verifiable company is key, and ways of knowing that your company is verifiable. They should be able to, someone should be able to search them online and see that this company actually exists. They should have a website, but not all companies have websites. But ideally, most good companies, let's just put it that way, have websites. Right? Now, there are other ways they should be able to know that the company is not fake. They might check a CAC website and see if the company name exists there. They might ask you to maybe submit further documents, maybe the company's accounts, all right? End of the year accounts, I don't know. Yeah. They could ask you to submit that. I don't know. Some people might be patient enough and ask you to submit further documents. And some might not be patient enough. They will tell you this visa is denied. You're not, that we don't think the company you said you're working for actually exists. And that's it. They will stamp it on denied and give you your passport back, and you cry and lose money. And none of this money is going to be recovered. All right? So if you're over 18 years, they expect you to be employed and on a permanent employment. People on temporal employment, on contract employment, might find it difficult to get visit visa. I said might find it difficult. They might have other ties that they will use to consider the application. All right? Yes, there are some people on contract, people that work in oil companies are usually on the contract. Yes. So if you've been in that contract maybe up to 1 year or 2 years, yes, they will say, oh, there's actually a contract that has been ongoing. Oh, they will consider you. They might consider you. So if you're on a permanent employment, yes, you're halfway. You're halfway being able to prove that you have a strong economic ties. If you implement other things we said before about making sure that your company is verifiable, all those things, yes, your strong economic ties will be ticked. Remember that our mission here is to teach you a way to be able to convince your visa reviewer, the visa application reviewer, that you have something very important in your home country that you will wish to return back to. You should be able to demonstrate that in paper, that I'm employed in my country. I wouldn't like to stay for more than so weeks in your country. I'll just go back to my country and continue with what I was doing. And those things I was doing, I love them. And how would you show that? Permanent employment is very important. That's one way. Now, if you have a permanent employment, come closer. Go back to the drawing board. Maybe you've put an application before and your visa was denied. You need to go back to the drawing board. Go and make sure that this company you're working for is verifiable. They are reachable. They have a website. They have a number anyone can contact. And the money they're paying you, they're giving you an offer letter stating everything verbatim, stating everything clearly. The money they are paying you is consistent. Let them not make any mistake in the monthly salary. And if you earn this money up to 6 months, start packing your bag. Your strong economic ties is complete, especially with your home country. Your strong economic ties with the home country is complete. But if you're not permanently employed, maybe you're self-employed. Let me explain. So if you're self-employed, of course, yeah, there are some people who like business, who like running their business, all right, by themselves. They don't want anyone to employ them. They don't want to be answerable to anyone. But there's something I need to tell you. The people in the UK reviewing your visa are not interested in all those money moving into your account, millions of naira moving into your account. They're not interested. They're not interested. In fact, they might even use it to deny you visa if you're not careful. They're interested in those consistent money coming in of a genuine citizen, earning money, the expenses they make out of those money they make. They are more satisfied with that. They want to look into that. But if you're a business person and you have so much money, you need an accountant. You need to go and hire an accountant. Your accountant should be able to file your accounts for you, maybe first 2 years account, and be able to show the kind of businesses you've done, the kind of transactions you've done in those accounts, those money moving in and out. Probably you must have traveled to Dubai to buy some goods, and you paid money to another person over your business partner. They should be able to see that, see those receipts, everything. You need to document it and show them. That's why it's a little bit tricky. It's more complex trying to convince them that those money moving in actually belongs to you and actually genuine money. That's what they want to see. They want to be able to prove, or want to be able to admit with you that this money are genuine, they are real, they are consistent, and they're not fraudulent. You didn't make those money from fraudulent means. So that's why it's even more difficult for millionaires, people who claim to be millionaires. So if you're doing a business, they should be able to verify your own business. To verify your business, they should be able to verify your identity. They should be able to say, okay, you're this, you're so and so, chief, whoever. And the documents you're submitting are also reflecting those things you say you do. If you say you deal on retail, maybe ladies' wear, they should be able to see that you travel, you exchange business, whatever, maybe business commitments with someone who deals on, maybe in a foreign land, who deals on ladies' shoes, ladies' clothing, ladies' wears, or ladies' whatever. If you say you specialize in furniture, yes, there are some people that specialize in so many other businesses, so fine. But what I'm saying is that your accountant should be able to state in paper and show proof. And how do you show proof? It should be communication letters, it should be payment receipts, it should be payment invoices that this business is occurred at this particular point in time, on this day, either in this country or in the same country or via online. You should be able to show all this. Once you're able to prove this and your accountant is able to state this and say how much you've been making and how much profit and how much loss or whatever, they will consider that as a strong economic ties, and they will tick the boxes of economic ties. Very important. So these are the basic economic ties they usually consider. They term them strong economic ties. Are you, your employment status, are you employed? Are you self-employed? Are you a student? With these three things, definitely they will believe that you'll be returning to your home country, that you're not running away from your home country. Now, let's go to family ties. There are two family ties. There's one family tie with the home country you reside in, and another family ties with the country you intend to visit, which is the UK. But let's consider more. Let's consider more that of the home country where you're living. What are the family ties? So the family ties are you married or are you single? If you're married, they will say, oh, it's a strong economic tie. There's no way. And you're married, your husband is in Nigeria, right? Good. They will consider that as a strong economic tie. They will know that they don't think you might leave your husband and sacrifice your husband just to run away and stay in their country. They will consider that as a strong family ties. What are the stronger? Once one family ties is stronger than the other. What other things make family ties stronger? If you're married and you have children, and all your children are all studying in Nigeria, or they're still very little, yes, they will say, oh, good, this is a very strong family ties. They will tick those boxes and then say, definitely, you can't leave those people, those children, and your husband, and to do what? Run away to their country to do what? They'll say, no, you'll be returning. What other family ties? Other family ties could be, maybe you're not married, right? You're not married. And so if you're not married, what we have to... So if you're not married, make sure you have a very strong economic ties. That's what I advise people. If you're not married, make sure you have a very strong economic ties. Some people might not be married, but they have children. Yes, you present that as and your children is in Nigeria, or a child is in Nigeria, you present that as a family ties. Yes, they will consider that. They will know that definitely the child is under 18 years, you're returning back to your country to take care of that child. Or you have a sick person you're taking care of in Nigeria, all right? They will know that that's also a family ties. So you mustn't be married. Because what they do is, they look at various options before them. So if they see that your family ties is not strong, they will look out for your economic ties. So if your economic ties is very strong, yes, they can use that. They can substitute that. Not really substituting. They will still make a point for you. Okay? Yeah, they will make it for you and say, oh, well, this applicant doesn't have a strong family ties, but they have a very strong economic ties. Yes, and boxes will be checking. They'll be ticking all the boxes. Remember, I told you there are several boxes in front of all the reviewers. They will check it based on the documents you've submitted. And once all the boxes have been ticked, they'll grant you your visa. So another secret of obtaining your visit visa application is, are you a low-income earner and you do not have any family ties in the UK? Family ties means, maybe someone, a friend, who would want to shelter you during your stay in the UK, who is inviting you to come and visit in the UK. You do not have anyone. Good. You have to, and you're a low-income earner. What you have to do for me here is, please, make sure that you save enough. Make sure that each month of your salary, you do not spend more than half of your salary, and everything should be showing. The withdrawal, all the money coming in, and all the money you're withdrawing, your expenses should be in this one same bank statement. You should be able to save enough money, and you'll be able to prove during your visa application. What you need to do is, and you're a low-income earner, the only thing you need to do is show your savings account. Tell them that this account, I've been able to save this account, this money, and can buy me this air ticket. You can show them an evidence of air ticket currently that anyone can purchase as of that time you're putting your visa application, and that this money I've saved will be able to take care of me, that you're only going there to stay for 1 week. Just use your brain. You're only going there to stay for 1 week, and this is evidence that you want to stay for 1 week, that you've been able to save money, and if you're educated, you should be able to state that with this money you can take care of your needs, your basic needs, your feedings, your accommodation, hotel accommodation, and whatever, and they will give you your visa, and your visa will be granted. It's when all these things are not made clear, they might think that there's something you're hiding, and once they start thinking that there's something you're hiding, it will be more difficult for them to grant you your visa, and they will deny you this visa, and your money, you're not going to recover your money. So therefore, information is key. You shouldn't be losing money to make any kind of visa application. Before you make any type of visa application, please, I would advise you to hop into the website of the country that you intend to visit, that you intend to make the application to. Hop in there, read very well, be versatile in your reading, read very well about everything concerning this particular visa application you're trying to make, and make sure that all your checks and balances are in place. If something is missing, you need to go back and check. They don't even give excuses for one. If you default in one vital reason they should be considering, they're not going to give it to you. They don't. Everything must be 100% before they grant you that, because there are lots of other people who are applying for the same visa with you. So you shouldn't allow them to consider you and bend the rules when it comes to you, and whereas be strict with other people. No, it's the same. All application will be reviewed based on the same standard, the same rules they've been using, they've been operating. If anything changes, they're going to also implement that in every other visa application, upcoming visa application. So you shouldn't be losing money. Invite your loved ones. We are here, we're educating people, we're teaching people more and more. All right? So therefore, information is key. You shouldn't be losing money to make any kind of visa application. Before you make any type of visa application, please, I would advise you to hop into the website of the country that you intend to visit, that you intend to make the application to. Hop in there, read very well, be versatile in your reading, read very well about everything concerning this particular visa application you're trying to make, and make sure that all your checks and balances are in place. If something is missing, you need to go back and check. They don't even give excuses for one. If you default in one vital reason they should be considering, they're not going to give it to you. They don't. Everything must be 100% before they grant you that, because there are lots of other people who are applying for the same visa with you. So you shouldn't allow them to consider you and bend the rules when it comes to you, and whereas be strict with other people. No, it's the same. All application will be reviewed based on the same standard, the same rules they've been using, they've been operating. If anything changes, they're going to also implement that in every other visa application, upcoming visa application. So you shouldn't be losing money. Invite your loved ones. We are here, we're educating people, we're teaching people more and more. All right? With all the vital information I've revealed to you today, you're not going to lose money again when you make your visit visa application. If you implement everything, all the advice we dished out here today, you're not going to lose a dime, or your loved ones who knows this will not be able to lose a dime making any kind of visit visa application to any country even. So, and that brings us to the end of what we intend to discuss. The secret we said we're going to reveal to you about how to make a successful visit visa application. So in our usual manner, let's have a quick recap of what we've been discussing. First of all, we started by giving you a simple analogy of what a visit visa should be. A visit visa should be the one whereby you intend to go on a short visit and return back to continue with that thing that is very, very important to you that you're doing. That thing that you're going to leave, embark on your visit and return to them. And the visa application you made that will be before the reviewer should be able to be viewed in the same perspective as the category of the visa that you applied for. Alright? So you shouldn't submit a document whereby the reviewer will start suspecting that, are you sure this applicant is returning? Once they start suspecting that, no visa will be granted to you. I can assure you, no visa will be granted to you. They want something, an application that is straightforward, right? And we also discussed about different kinds of ties that make up all the check boxes that they intend to tick before your visa application is granted. And these ties are family ties, economic ties, and community ties. And that's it for today. But before we go, we'll say a very big thank you to you listening to us, and we also want to remind you to please click the subscribe button, click the notification button. there, if you do that, you'll be getting all the information. Anytime we have a new episode, a new release, YouTube will notify you, and you quickly run to our channel and listen to us and learn something vital again. So in our next episode, we should be discussing about student visa. Student visa is going to be categorized into up to 3 episodes. We will be able to teach you how to obtain funding in UK universities, how to search for UK universities, and how to make your student visa application. So it's going to be massive. Invite your loved ones and let them stay glued, all right? And please do not forget to subscribe to our channel. And thank you very much for watching today. And we say bye-bye.